guys, well, it's time for another exciting story from the Bible. I love the Bible. There is so much that we can learn from it. And this story is full of examples of a man who could really hear God. He loved God, he trusted God with his life, and he was used in incredible ways by him. And it starts off with Jacob, who is the grandson of Abraham. Now, God had made a covenant, a promise to Abraham that on him he would build a nation and that through him the whole peoples of the earth would be blessed. Now, when Abraham told his wife Sarah what God had said, she laughed. She thought it was hilarious. She was in her 90s and she hadn't had a baby yet, and Abraham was almost 100. But God was faithful to his promise, and a few months later, Sarah had Isaac. And Isaac's son was Jacob. And then we find that Jacob had 12 sons. And these 12 sons were the leaders of the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, whether it was right or wrong, Jacob had a favorite. He had one son he loved more than the others, and that was Joseph. And he decided to show his son how much he loved him. And he had this magnificent cloak made for him. It was made from all different fabrics that were very expensive, brightly colored and beautiful. Well, as you can imagine, this made Joseph's brothers very jealous, and they began to hate Joseph. And in fact, the Bible tells us that they never had a kind thing to say to Joseph. And then to make matters worse, Joseph had two special dreams. And in these dreams, he told his brothers, he was like a king. He was wonderfully powerful, and that they and everyone else around them were bowing to him. Well, this made his brothers so angry, and they plotted and schemed as to how they could get rid of Joseph and get rid of his dreams. And one day when Joseph went out to the fields to find his brothers, they realized that this was their chance. And as he came closer, they grabbed him and they ripped off his coat and they threw him into this deep pit. And as they discussed together and planned what they were going to do with him, a slave trading caravan came past, and they realized this was their chance. So they sold Joseph to the slave traders for 20 pieces of silver. Now, this was a really tough time for Joseph. He was only a young man of 17, and he'd been betrayed by his brothers. And he had to walk for hours and hours to a foreign country. And in this place, he was sold again. He was bought by a man named Potiphar, who was a rich Egyptian official, and he was placed in his home. But Joseph walked with God, and he knew that God was with him. And he decided that whatever he was given to do, he would do it well. And Potiphar was very impressed with this young man. He didn't speak their language, but he learnt it, and their customs and their food, and he adjusted well. And Potiphar decided to put everything he owned, his household, his fields, his crops, all under Joseph's control. Isn't that incredible? But then one day something not so good happened. Potiphar's wife lied, and as a result, Joseph was thrown into prison. And this was a time when you would expect that Joseph could be angry and bitter. He'd done nothing wrong. He'd been accused of something that he hadn't done. But Joseph obviously spent time with God. And he rose to a position in the prison where he was respected. And the prison warder, we learn from the Bible, gave him a position of authority over all the other prisoners. And one day, two prisoners came from the royal palace. They had offended the king somehow, and they'd been thrown into prison. And Joseph attended to them and got to know them. And then he noticed one day, after a while, that they looked rather upset. They looked worried. And he said, "What's wrong?" And they explained that they'd each had a dream. And they didn't understand the dream, but it worried them. And so Joseph asked God to interpret the dream. And he explained to them that sadly what it meant was in a few days the baker was going to be put to death, but that the royal cupbearer was going to be placed back into a position of privilege in the palace. And sure enough, 3 days later was the king's birthday, and he decided he wanted his cupbearer back. and the cupbearer was placed back in this privileged position in the palace. Sadly, the baker was put to death. And as the cupbearer went off back to the palace, Joseph said, "Please remember me." But we hear that the cupbearer actually didn't remember him. In fact, the Bible says he totally forgot about him. Until one day, 2 years later, the king had a dream. But that's a story for next week. So it's a story full of exciting things, and there's more to come. But it's also a picture of the life of Joseph, showing the life of Jesus. We see that Joseph's brothers hated him, and they plotted to kill him. Just as the Pharisees, who were from Jesus' people, the Jewish people, hated Jesus and plotted to get him crucified. We see that Joseph was betrayed by those he loved and those who were close to him, and sold for silver. And in the same way, Jesus was betrayed by one of his 12 disciples for 30 pieces of silver. We also see that Joseph's robe was taken from him and discarded, in the same way that Jesus was stripped of his clothing, and the Roman guards bartered over it to who could have it. And lastly, we see that when Joseph was accused of something he didn't do, he stayed silent. In the same way, when Jesus came before Pilate and was wrongly accused of so many things, he stayed silent. It's an incredible picture of how God was showing us what was to come in the life of Jesus. And we see that no matter what circumstances Joseph was in, he remained faithful to God. And he was shown respect, he was given authority, and he had influence over others. And what I would love you to look at when you read this passage again at home is that no matter what circumstance you find yourself in, we've got a picture, an understanding of how we can respond. We can, even if we've got people being jealous of us, people telling lies about us, people treating us unjustly, we have a picture from here in this story of how God asks us to respond with respect for others, and he will be alongside us. His plans and his purposes will still be shown, will still come true in our lives. Now, I didn't tell you what these dreams that Joseph had at the beginning were about, but I've got a few clues for you. One had stars in it, and the other had sheaths of wheat. So I'd love you to look up those stories in Genesis chapter 37 and draw your own pictures, make your own crafts, help you understand that God had a plan and a purpose for Joseph's life right back when he was a young boy, and it was going to come through to fruition as he became a man. All right, guys, I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye.